I titled today's mind map, If You Do This, the World is Yours. So we spoke in Sunday's video how we surrender free will to an idea the moment we accept it as true. To bring up the quote again from Neville Goddard where he said it, free will actually means freedom to select any idea you desire. By assuming the idea already to be fact, it is converted into reality. So as you've accepted the idea as true, which is the only thing to do, you are on the journey to realizing the idea. It happens automatically. I like how James Allen said it in As a Man Thinketh. He said, mind may be likened to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild. But whether cultivated or neglected, it must and will bring forth. So now in the garden of your mind, you have the conscious aspect of mind, the subconscious aspect of mind, and the unseen power that takes what you consciously plant into the subconscious aspect of mind and externalizes it for you. In other words, like Neville said, you simply select an idea you desire from the infinite ideas that already exist in imagination, and simply accept what is selected as fact, because it is fact. Imagination is made up of facts. This plants it in the subconscious aspect of mind, and the unseen power converts it into physical reality. That's it. You don't need to do anything else. You don't need anything else from this world to help give it to you. It's done for you by grace. You simply remain in the feeling of it already being true and observe how everything occurs automatically. There's no need to look for approval, validation, or confirmation, or do anything else. Remain in the feeling. Everything happens naturally and automatically from there. Observe lightheartedly how everything is done for you and through you. Like it states in the 55th chapter of Isaiah, my ways are not your ways, and since the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways. Thus, there's no need to add unnecessary steps to aid in the fulfillment of your desire, unless you want to form additional unnecessary beliefs of needing to do this or that, which one may think those beliefs were part of the reason why their vision was realized. Acknowledge that the power that does it for you is higher than those beliefs. So you simply feel it as real, like that's the way it is, and it appears. Those beliefs will be shed anyways at a certain point, speaking from experience. So let's go deeper into this. You have a body, and body is an expression of mind. There's also the visible world, and the visible world is also an expression of mind. Now, based on beliefs, some might not believe it to be this way because they don't allow themselves to see beyond the beliefs of the individual mind, that there's actually one mind, beyond the appearances of the body or what one believes to be as the world. It all is truly one consciousness. Now, in a video that I released last week, we spoke about how you transcend all of this. If you haven't seen it, I'll link in the description to it. By transcend, I mean you have a mind, and you have a body, which expresses your personal identity for personal experience, yet you are truly beyond all of this. This true you, we could say, consciously chooses what is desired to appear as true into the subconscious aspect of mind, from which the unseen power within that also dwells in mind takes that and externalizes it for you. So now ideas which you choose from already exist in the all mind. There is thus no such thing as my idea or your idea, as there's only one consciousness. Ideas exist in the mind, all visible in imagination. Thus, we are shaping existence together as we go along in mutual harmony and benefit in loving collaboration with the one mind, which you are not separate from. So we get to choose ideal ideas that are in harmony with being how we truly desire to be, to experience the kind of world that our heart desires, and live in loving relationship with all in mutual harmony and benefit. I would consider this to be intelligently cultivating mind, as James Allen mentioned. So all ideas already exist, and we choose what we place with love in the subconscious aspect of mind. As we do this, it's done for us. I like how Charles Haanel said it in the Master Key System. He said, "And if we are willing to follow along the lines of the great architect of the universe, we shall find our thoughts taking form, just as the universe took concrete form. It is the same mind operating through the individual." So now you choose from the infinite ideas that already exist in imagination and plant that in your mind. For example, I have a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit, and accept that suggestion. Now, as we've been discussing, I'm not a fan, nor do I encourage looking to this world for approval, validation, or anything to aid in the fulfillment. You already have it. And all people, experiences, theater of life, etc., show up automatically in harmonious benefit without pressure or force to bring forth our mutually beneficial ideas. And all of these things appear automatically in a mutually harmonious way. People appear, information appears, experiences appear, etc. And they're always in resonance with your ideal state of consciousness, which is what you feel as real now. And you don't need me to tell you what that implies. You think for yourself, and thus you already know. And how do we know? Based on feeling. I don't do anything outside of the feeling because I already know where I'm appearing to go. You already know where you are appearing to go. You are moved along automatically to realize your desires. So accept the simplicity of the law. I personally don't regret wasting so much attention on excessive steps before, because at a certain point I realized that this is the essence of how it works. And now from experience, I get to share it with you so you don't waste your attention. You already have everything you need. You are complete, ideal in every way possible, and everything appears automatically to realize your vision from the moment you have accepted it as true. The only way it does not appear this way is if one identifies with unnecessary beliefs, which you could release with autosuggestion. Let's look at this quote here from Joseph Murphy from The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. He says, "If two of you shall agree on earth as touching something that they shall ask, it shall be done to them of my Father which is in heaven." Who are these two? They stand for the harmonious union or agreement between your conscious and subconscious on any idea, desire, or mental image. So now the moment you accept a suggestion, like, I have a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit, like that's the way it is, the agreement is made. You then remain in that feeling of the agreement. You don't need to do anything else. The agreement is, as he said, if two of you shall agree on earth as touching anything that they shall ask, it shall be done to them of my Father which is in heaven. Who are these two? They stand for the harmonious union of agreement between your conscious and subconscious on any idea, desire, or mental image. Feeling it as already being so is the agreement, and you remain in that feeling. So what causes a person to accept as true something that which would bring them out of the feeling of it being true? Well, it's themselves. It is what they're imagining, or we could say what they say I am too in mind, as there are no secondary causes. For example, if a person is consuming information, and they as a result imagine it to imply something that is not in harmony with their ideal feeling, they end up in the state and take unnecessary action, and when they get to the result, they form beliefs that it is those unnecessary actions that contributed, when in actuality, they took a detour from the feeling of it being so, the path of least resistance, and dwelling in another state for a period, They appear to have gone down a side path to get to the same result, which instead they could have remained in the feeling by being aware of how they relate to the information, and thus they would not allow themselves to sway. As I always say, you can get to the destination in a flow-based way or a force-based way or a combination of the two as well. You have all the power to choose the state you occupy and remain in that state. Everything happens naturally and automatically from the state you occupy, as we discussed in Sunday's video. If you haven't seen it, I'll link in the description to it. So you see, it is not the information that is presented. It is how you relate to the information that is resulting in or not in being in your ideal state of consciousness. The feeling of being complete, having it all that you desire within, from which this world appears automatically accordingly. So I trust you found this video to be helpful. Let's go ahead and conclude this with an auto-suggestion to further encourage. You could say, I now feel completely and fully in acceptance of any idea that I desire as true, realizing the fact of it in imagination, the true reality from which this world expresses automatically from, converted into physical reality by the unseen power within me, beyond needing anything, as I know I already have everything now. If you would like a copy of this mind map, the link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk with you soon. Take care.